nullify the election conducted by the government, then what is going to be the fate of the people?
Well, definitely the local government will still continue to run. What the Supreme Court has said that, those elected in that election could not be referred to as chairmen and councillors in the local government. So in order not to create unnecessary lacuna, I think what they will have to do is to request, heads of local government administration to take over. Because what Amaule faction are saying is that, when you want to do such things, it has to pass through the House of Assembly. You understand? So even if you are going to, reconstitute the State Independent Electoral Commission, for them to reconstitute that, it will still have to pass through the House of Assembly. That's number one. Then secondly, you have to give the mandatory number of days as notice for that election, which is 1 year. Basic. You understand? And after giving that, you have, and definitely Fubara will still have to pay for the fact that he conducted an election that was alien to the law. You understand? And I know the Amaole faction of the House of Assembly will still challenge him on that, because they will say that he has squandered, the state funds on an illegal election, which did not take
the process,
the right process. These are some of the allegations definitely they will level against Fubara that we'll have to contend with. So the issue of impeachment is coming up.
And you see what is happening now.
It's coming up.
Maybe the governor told the chief judge. The chief judge went on 1 year leave.
No, these are some of the, these are some of the things we say. Look,
it is after falsification. It's after that 1 year declaration of leave that a case was instituted against him.
So when you look at what is playing out in that state, you discover that it is the saying that the more you look, the less you see. But definitely I know what Fubara will do is just to request the head of local government administration to take charge, because you cannot have caretaker again in any local government in the country. It has been said that anywhere there's caretaker, don't release funds. Don't release funds. So definitely, if civil servants are requested to take over, then the money can be released.
Okay, I want us to project. Assuming that
Clam wanted to say something.
And I wanted to say that if our politicians are to be honest, I love what is happening now. Not about any party, not about PDP, APC, Labour Party, or whatever. But the issue is that let the grassroots feel the impact of the government at the grassroots level. In any state of the federation, the grassroots is the closest to the people when it comes to governance. Only very few people will have access to the governor. A very, very few people will have access to the president. But you have access, if you don't have access to your council chairman, you have access to the council of your ward. But unfortunately, in almost all the state of the federation, not a particular state, they have turned the local government to something else.
Look at the issue of Anambra State. Something else. It was until when Soludo came, since 1999, that they were able to conduct local government elections.
For God's sake.
They have never conducted local government elections in Anambra since 1999.
And different governors come.
Imagine how many governors have ruled in Anambra State until Soludo
came. From SAV to the governor that was kidnapped
in Ngige.
So to Peter Obi and all the rest.
All of them. So I think the decision of the court that appropriate people must man our local government areas, I think is the best for the development of the grassroots.
Feel the impact of the governance. When I was growing up, honestly, I have a brother who was a councillor then. He was a councillor then. He was later made the supervisory councillor for health, and that is when I had little interest in politics and I started growing interest in politics, you will be very. That was the period of SDP NRC. That was 1989, 1990, thereabout. So you will love what was happening then. But since the return of democracy in 1999, so many things have been wrong, and I pray that they are able to right the wrongs. You see, I said something some years back that by the time our tormentors are fighting, we're supposed to be thanking God.
But unfortunately, you still see people supporting side A or side B, you know, because things that are flimsy.
Something,
you know?
something that will favor the masses will come out of that fighting.
That is it.
But at the same time, if the two of them are fighting, then the grass are going to.
In the moment of fighting, but after the aftermath of fight,
aftermath of the fight is what.
Then there will be spaces.
Exactly.
Okay, when you look at
and you know, let me even, you know, cite this example. Imagine the case between Natasha and Akpabio. I was listening to Senator Fadansi, you know, representing Osun East in the Senate yesterday. Fantastic, you know, submission on the floor of the House. He said something about the fact that in the past 2 weeks, you know, there has been forth and back over the issue of Natasha Akpabio. He said, look at the people who are represented in the Senate, 109 of them, out of 200 million people. You understand? And the world is looking. Look at the way Natasha is taking the matter. You know, things you would have, you know, he said it. He said to Akpabio, I'm not here to patronize you, but I must tell you the truth, that this matter was not handled well. It was all over. That you did not handle this matter well, and I don't envy you at all. And he told him the basic truth that nobody loves you. It is only your children and your wife.
Your family, your immediate family. Those
are the people you have. Don't think anybody loves you here. But go and do the needful and save the face of the Nigerian Senate. And you know, it was fantastic. Not people patronizing the Senate president. The Senate president is not a saint. I'm not saying Natasha has done what is right.
That woman, honestly, that woman to me is the one escalating this issue.
No, you cannot say that. You know, interest. This is, we have been talking about interest.
But one thing is
you understand?
One thing is this.
They have their roots, they have everything. But you know the way it is going, you know our society, clown. They say, because it's a woman, and because
that's what I'm saying.
You know,
so it's not
and that is why Akpabio, you know, as a leader, you know, there's a way you handle certain things. Honestly, and I align with Senator Fadansi for his submission yesterday. Fantastic submission for me.
Even at that, two things. You are accusing somebody of doing something.
Okay, let me even chip in this. He said, imagine from Brekete family, they were calling the number 3 citizen of Nigeria. Come and explain yourself. He said something. Is it not us in this hollow chamber that approved Brekete TV license?
That's what I'm saying. We are saying the same thing.
You should have.
I'm talking about the embarrassment being caused by this woman. Honestly,
that is it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's causing us a lot.
I'm not saying the SP is.
Unfortunately, you cannot sack her because people voted for her. So what do we do? So the way we need to handle the matter was what you know, Senator Fadansi was saying. We should not allow it to escalate unnecessarily.
It has escalated already.
No, it can still be controlled. It can still be controlled.
Somebody has gone international.
Of course.
Okay, let us look at the suspension.
Yeah.
Is suspension the next thing?
Yes.
Of course, they have to.
Because it is not about the
president.
It's about the ethics and rules of the house.
Then do we need to look at it? Does Nigeria need to look at the circumstance on the floor of the house?
And you'll be laying bad precedents if the needful is not done.
I was talking about we mixing up morality and the law.
Of course.
Sentiment and
law is different.
Exactly.
Morality is
they know how they conduct their business. Not any allo chamber is like a conclave.
They have their rule book.
Exactly.
And
you know, in conclave, majority of the initiates will now enter with the back.
And and another thing, Clam, in fairness, we cannot even rule out the fact that maybe there were advances. Behind the scene.
I said
you understand?
But that's not
behind
the
scene
at that moment.
But when we talk about interest and sentiment, these are the things you see when anything happens. If you do what is wrong, you may be saying, for instance, I disobey traffic rules, and I saw Clam has just done it in front of me. Nothing happened. So I was
to use that one.
So someone now caught me that
could you see?
Share reclam.
That guy has just done.
There are two wrongs.
They don't make it right.
That is why we must not allow such.
Okay, when we look at what happened there during Ambode government too, that cost him the second term, can we just oppose it with what happened?
Even I want us to talk about what happened in Lagos. You see, these are the sentiments we talk about. Okay, a speaker was impeached by other members of the house. You understand? And he came back. First went to visit Mr. President, got back to Lagos, said, I'm coming back.
He traveled out, later returned.
Got the game.
Okay, look at the way they manage Lagos matter.
Let me chip in. Do you know why it is? It was possible for them to manage it that way.
Tell us.
Because I said something that since 1999 we've got it wrong. Because the party is supreme. In the case of Lagos, we have what they call GAC, Governors Advisory Council. That is the highest body of party politicians who dictate the pace in Lagos.
But are you aware that the GAC was divided over the issue?
But they went with the majority.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. I'm very sure. That's why I said if it is possible for us to allow the party to control whoever that is in government, maybe we will have got it right. We have similar case now.
But the truth of the matter for me, what happened in Lagos was an aberration.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is the question you asked is what I answered. That the way you said the way they handled it.
No, what happened? I said what happened? A new speaker has been,
installed.
New, house leaders have emerged. You understand? And the man came back. He forced himself into the assembly with retinue of security. Where did he get it from? You understand? The other members were asked to stay away, blah, blah, blah. He came back. They held the meeting. They were still filming. You understand? So the house went on recess. And yesterday or 2 days ago, they were all in Abuja. Mr. President said, okay. You see? What I'm saying, it's a good thing that we have normalcy return in Lagos State House of Assembly. You understand? And the president, look at the delegation he sent there. Osogbo, Babakon, all of them.
That's how I talked about. Maybe we are saying the same thing in different ways. That's why I said if we allow party to dictate the pace in politics, we may get it right.
But in the case of Rivers, look at what Wike is doing. Obnobbing with APC in the night. In the afternoon, PDP.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what exactly? That's exactly where I'm going. What is the position of the PDP national in Rivers case?
No, they are aligned with
divided.
No, they are aligned
divided.
with ab initio. You know, when Fubara saw that they were not doing what they were supposed to do, you understand? Don't forget that the local government election that we talked about, all those chairmen emerged on the platform of another party,
Yes.
not PDP.
Yes.
You understand? Because the PDP were not with Fubara at that point in time. But it got to a stage when the PDP Governors Forum, came together and said, okay, we are aligning with Fubara. Even at but the national too, there's no cohesion because they have crisis.
Only yesterday, the governor of Bauchi State, who is the chairman of the Governors Forum, was talking of working with Peter Obi, who is a Labour Party man. He was promising Peter Obi he will work with him in 2027.
I can promise.
As the chairman of PDP Governors Forum.
We can then promise Tinubu I will work
for you. We are saying the same thing. We are saying the same thing on different. That's what I'm saying. We have not allowed party to have a say. That's why we are having the problem.
Do we even have parties now?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We only have individuals.
That's what I'm saying.
Dictating the pace, not the party.
There's no party supremacy.
We were referring to Adisa Akinloye during his time as the national chairman of MPN. They were so strong.
That's what I'm saying, exactly.
Party supremacy was the order of the day at that point in time.
They will call you to order.
You understand? And whatever you are doing will have to align with the party manifesto, ideology. Exactly. But what do we have? Individuals are just...
That's exactly what in fact, there is a particular advantage of going in line with party ideology and manifestos. The advantage is that there will be continuity. If this is the project, maybe 30 years project, and you came for 8 years, you do your own. Somebody come tomorrow, he continues from where you stop.
You remember,
but look at when the governor,
before El-Rufai the camp to SDP, he said something in some of the interviews he granted. He said, look, we are in power for 2 years now. We have not sat down as a party to discuss how far have we gone with what we promised the people as a party. I don't know why it is always difficult for our leaders when they get into power on the platform of a political party. It will be difficult for them to say, okay, this is my scorecard.
Manifesto.
This is what I have done. But those in the party would not even want to face Mr. President to ask him questions.
Unfortunately, the same El-Rufai, because I believe
I'm not talking but I'm talking about what is said, which is very, very germane.
Exactly.
And
not
key.
practicable.
No, we don't do that anymore. When Obasanjo was there, who dare call the Obasanjo and say, Baba, what do you think you are doing? As a party.
How many 4 out of assembly members to go and remove the government?
No, not only that. How many chairmen of PDP did we have?
Exactly.
During Obasanjo tenure. How many Senate presidents did we have?
And speakers of reps.
You know that? So they become, demigod as soon as they get into power.
When El-Rufai was a good boy of the past president, Muhammadu Buhari, they made Balabuni, the party chairman, a state governor, acting as the chairman of the party for good 2 years. An aberration.
Was it interim or what?
I think they use a name. Yes, 3 of them, they use a name.
Okay, in a situation whereby the head of the executive, like governor or president, happens to be within the tenure becoming the party leader, can we have a formidable? But look at it now. Some party men, when they realize, some party chairman, when they realize that the party has been structured, then they align. Look at some governor or some party chairman, they align with the government, possibly taking SSG or taking a position. Can that one make the party to be supreme than the executive?
It's always a difficult situation, just like we have earlier said, because the system we are running now does not allow for party supremacy. Honestly, it is the when you say the president is the leader of the party,
The governor is the leader of the party.
So you told the line of the president, you told the line of the
Who
governor.
caused them?
No leader.
Who caused them to order when they misbehave?
So that is the issue.
Even governor
So
making the
even
party
if
chairman.
the party chairman misbehaves, I mean, if the governor misbehaves,
nobody.
or the president misbehaves, no party chairman can rise
check.
up and say, Mr. President, what do you think you are?
When party chairman will go to bed and say, my leader.
So
They're
the
taking
moment
portfolio under the governor,
Yeah?
taking portfolio under the president.
of course, that is, you know,
Then
he
they become
talked,
puppets.
you know, he talked about interest. What will we eat and what we want to become? You know, those two issues are very, very germane. And when people run after all those things, then how do we have well-structured political parties?
I want to appreciate you very much for sparing your time with us on Newsmaker. I hope people who watch us, they must have learned something that happened, particularly the latest development in Rivers State. And not only Rivers State was just used as a case study for Nigerian politics. They have done the analysis and the anatomy of what is happening in that place, then touching all the nooks and crannies of Nigerian politics. I want to appreciate you, Baba today, Fanawoko. Thank you very much.
Always my pleasure.
And the incumbent chairman of NUJ OSBC, Ablatif Agbola.
It's my pleasure being in the newsroom. Always, Abdijali. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the editorial advisor, Motunrayo Ayegbayo, I'm Abdijali Adebisi Adorotimi saying bye for now. Thank you very much.
Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun títolúwa ni ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun títolúwa ni bẹ́ẹ̀ àlàáfíà rẹ̀ kalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ rere rẹ̀ olópin ẹ bá wa gbé lárugẹ.
kékeré kórè sọ́hún kí lè ra wá bọ̀ wá sípò ohun gbogbo máa lọ létòlétò.